So I would like to start this speech by just sampling a small survey of the class real quick. So, who here has at least heard of Harry Potter? Okay, so counting. All right, so that's about 1, 2, 3 hands are down, but everybody else has. Okay. So, who here has at least seen one of the movies? Okay. Okay, so a couple more hands have gone down, but that's still just about everybody. All right. Who here has seen? Who here is a fanatic of Harry Potter and has seen all 7 of the movies? Okay. All right. So there's about 5 of you or so. Okay, that's good. And then, who here would consider Harry Potter to be the greatest movie franchise of all time? All right. So now everybody, just about every hand is down. I still see like maybe 1 or 2 of you. So that's still pretty good. So first, I just want to point out, for those of you who have never even seen or even heard of Harry Potter, I just want to know, what have you been doing with your life this entire time? Are your lives really that important to be doing other things like trying to write up speeches in less than an hour? So obviously, as you can tell, my favorite movie franchise is Harry Potter, and more specifically, my favorite movie is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. First, I'd like to start by saying how when I was at a younger age, I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of things. I was kind of restricted, video game-wise, TV-wise, to very childish things. I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of stuff with monsters and magic, anything that was really scary. The only closest thing that I can remember being able to watch was Harry Potter, and I know that doesn't really fit that description very well, but my mom, she was also a Harry Potter fan. So that was the only thing she let slide. My dad was always at work, and so my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she kind of maintained what I could watch whenever I get back home from school. And one of the things I was really excited to watch was Harry Potter. That came out in 2001, so I wasn't quite old enough to watch it yet. I was about 4. But as I got a little bit older, I could start watching that, and that very quickly became my favorite movie franchise. I loved The Sorcerer's Stone and The Prisoner of Azkaban, and then I just kept watching them and watching them. Me and my mom, I believe, the first part of the 7th movie came out in between 2009 and 2011. So which was surprising because that was 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, and that's hard to imagine. But me and my mom actually went to go see that in theaters. So I've been a Harry Potter fanatic for a long time. I was also very excited to hear how Fantastic Beasts was coming out to recontinue the story. And I was very disappointed when they had to actually finally end the Harry Potter series. I was relieved and disappointed just because my favorite movie had now been, it was over, completed, and I wasn't able to keep watching it. But on the other sense, I was relieved because if you just sit there and keep writing more and more, eventually it starts to lose the audience's interest, and it's not as appealing to the audience anymore like some movies. I know Star Wars and other things, Lucasfilms, are still going on, trying to keep Star Wars alive. And so one of my favorite things about the Goblet of Fire is that it is very action-packed. It has a lot of different scenes incorporated in it, and it's all about these games. And it really starts to connect the previous Harry Potters to the new Harry Potters by just Voldemort comes back to life. They bring him back to life, and he is a very crucial part in the movie, as anyone has ever heard. I'm sure most about every one of you has heard of Voldemort. He's the main villain in the movies, and every type of story, novel, movie has to have an antagonist to go along with its protagonist, whether it be a person or some idea that they're going against. So those are some of the few key concepts as to why I love the Harry Potter series, as to why I love the Goblet of Fire. There's just a lot going on in the movies, and I really enjoy them. You should go watch them.